Hey there, guys. It's Aaron Anderson, the guy in the hat. I want to talk to something that I think is very critical when it comes to networking, network marketing, especially in this industry. It's talked about, it's spouted off, yet very rarely is it ever acted on. And a lot of times it's the one thing that kind of gets put on the wayside. And what I'm talking about is continuous self-development and self-improvement. And the best way that I can think of um, addressing that is to read. Now, most people I know, uh, when they left high school or college, the minute they graduated and got that little piece of paper that says they sat still for 4, 6, 8 years, never picked up a book again in their life, and really could care less about reading. And that's really a shame because you need to always be growing, you need to always be learning, you always need to be developing and becoming better than what you were the day before. And the easiest and most effective way to do that is with reading. Um, but a lot of times people have difficulty fitting it into their lives. It's too difficult. They're wrapped up with other things, and I understand that. That's the reason you got into network marketing. That's the reason you looked at a home-based business because you wanted more time with your friends and family. You wanted more time to do the activities that you wanted to do. And the last thing you really wanted to do is throw another thing on top of the plate of doing your job, taking care of your kids, getting them to soccer practice. So, reading just kind of took a back seat uh, place in your life for a lot of people, and for a lot of other people, they read the wrong types of books and uh, don't focus on anything that's going to improve their lot in life. And I'm going to share with you a reading program that I had developed. Well, part of it was already developed for me, and I just kind of tweaked it a little bit to suit my lifestyle and my habits and what I wanted to achieve. And I was first introduced to the idea of reading for self-development when I had my first sales job. I was a door-to-door salesman, which is a tough way to make a living, but I made quite a bit of money in college doing this. And the company I worked with encouraged us to read and develop ourselves throughout the selling season. And the way they had us do it was we started reading something motivational in the morning, and we reviewed product knowledge and sales techniques at night. And this was a system that worked. I kind of adapted it a little bit more. Um, I basically what I do is I devote an hour a day. I commit to an hour a day to read, and you can go more, you can go less, depending upon your schedule. But make that decision, make that commitment to read every day, and to devote that little block of time, whether it is 30 minutes, whether it is 60 minutes, whether it is 3 hours. I wouldn't go any less than 30 minutes because you're not going to have an effective amount of time to read. I wouldn't go more than 3 hours because then you're going to start cutting into the rest of your life and you're not going to be quite as effective. I personally, I read for an hour every day. I break that time up into 3 sections. And obviously 60 minutes divided by 3 is 20-minute sessions, which is a nice little psychological bite for me to work with. It works for me. It might not be enough for you or it might be too much for you. You need to make that decision, but uh, take whatever block of time you set aside and divide it up into 3. And the first session, the first 20-minute session, I'm going to go off of an hour, so you can make the decision. But my first 20-minute session is going to be uh, first thing in the morning when I get up, and that's reading something motivational, inspirational, something to get the day started off on the right foot. If you are religious, have a deep faith, the Bible, the Quran, whatever religious text that pertains to your faith is fine. I personally kind of got hooked on motivational books. Anything by Og Mandino, I highly recommend. This one's The Greatest Secret in the World. The best one I ever had was The Greatest Salesman in the World. Um, and you don't have to be a salesman to benefit from his writings. He's very motivating, very inspirational. Norman Vincent Peale, he's kind of known for his book The Power of Positive Thinking. This one's How to Be Your Best. Uh, Great way to kickstart the day and get it started off on the right foot. 20 minutes, something inspirational. Start your day off right. Get excited, get happy, and that'll just carry you through the rest of your day. The second 20-minute session, uh, usually I do it right after work. I've stopped off at the library so I can have some quiet time. I've stopped off in the park, but then I devote 20 minutes to um, learning something educational, whether that's improving your sales and business technique, learning a new language, learning relationships and communication skills, learning a new hobby. It's got to be something where you are learning something that you didn't know before. And like easy one, Joe Girard's How to Close Every Sale. Got some great closing techniques, some great phraseology to use on your next sales presentation. Um, the 45-second presentation that will change your life. Uh, this is awesome. If you're an MLM, this book is a must read. I keep on reading it. It's really thin. You can read it in about 2 days with 20 minutes, or if you're reading for 2 hours, you know, you can really plow through this several times. A lot of good, solid information here. I learn something each time I go through it. Uh, I, it, you know, that time is for education. That time is for learning something new. And it really is kind of fun, especially when you start picking up on things. The third 20-minute block, I devote right before I go to bed. That's unwinding, it's relaxing reading. Generally, this means fiction. And, me being a bit somewhat of a mystery buff, Agatha Christie is wonderful. In fact, I recommend Agatha Christie if you're in sales for a totally different reason, and I'll talk about that in another video. But this is something that just to relax, unwind. First Meetings by Orson Scott Card. I'm a science fiction geek, so this appeals to me. This is one of those things that whatever you want. This is if you're into romance novels, run with it. If you're into horror and thrillers, go with it. Remember when you were a kid and you had mommy and daddy read your story? Well, this is you being a big boy and girl and doing that for yourself. And believe me, if you jump on this, force yourself, get the discipline to read for an hour or 30 minutes or 3 hours or 2 hours or whatever you want for at least 3 weeks. If you devote those 3 weeks to getting that reading done, it'll become a habit, and I think you're going to see some dividends from it. So this is Aaron Anderson, the guy in the hat, and I wish you happy reading, and I'll talk to you next time.